good evening. My name is Richard. This is over the Arsenal Women's Channel. This is Richard and Andreas Talk AWFC. And tonight we are going to be looking back, of course, on the rather frustrating draw last weekend against Manchester United. But overall, is that a bad result or not? We'll discuss that. Of course, this week was also the Balon D'Or. Is that now just a complete waste of time? We'll talk about that as well. And, of course, there's a big game this weekend. Aston Villa visit the Emirates in what is now a really important game, isn't it? After that draw last weekend, we need to bounce back with a victory. But Villa have been a difficult opponent over the years, so who knows? But it's all going to be coming up the other side of this. And of course, it can't be the Richard Andreas Talk AWFC show without Lord Andreas himself. How are you this week, my friend?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Richard. Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to the show. And as you said, we have a lot to discuss. Looking back on an interesting game, and looking forward to an important game on Saturday.
Well, they're all important at the minute, but in particular this one, after last week. So, I mean, where else can we start other than last weekend, of course, the game at Lee Sports Village against Manchester United. Now, of course, it could have been a lot worse. We've lost at this fixture a couple of times in recent years. It also could have been better, of course, and we would have got a victory that would have proved to be important. But I'm still, like nearly a week later, I'm still a little bit undecided whether I think that's a good point one away from home or whether it's an opportunity lost and it's 2 points dropped. And that could be crucial come the end of the season. I can't quite decide. Sometimes I think to myself, you know what? A draw away at Man United isn't a bad result. They're a decent team. But on the other side of it, we dominated most of the game possession-wise. We just didn't create enough chances. And to me, with the attacking power that we've got, we should have at least created more chances. And had we done so, we had a chance to win that game. And look how important that could be. So I'm a little bit undecided. I mean, Andreas, what did you make of it? Because I think it's quite a tough one. Because a draw away at Man United isn't a disastrous result by any means. A clean sheet was nice as well. But it was an opportunity we could have won that game. I think with just one or two little tweaks here and there, we could have maybe snatched it.
Yeah, it's difficult to say. I mean, before the game, I would say a draw is good for us. We'll take 1 point at one of the top 4 teams away. And that's good. Of course, it was an opportunity to win there because United are in a very tough starting program with the Champions League, and they played on Thursday and then on Sunday again. So and due to there are many games they had to play. Jade Riviere was out injured, and they had to rotate a bit. Elizabeth Turland, who had scored a second hat-trick in the Champions League, was only on the bench. So I think the first half was more an equal half, and the longer the game was, the better we were in the game. And you, my impression was you could see that United is getting tired, and that after 70, 80 minutes, mentally they were let's take this 0-0. Let's keep 1 point against the top team like Arsenal. And in this, these period from, let's say, from 60 or 70th minute, we should have done more. And of course we kept the clean sheet. That's good, but I think there were some things that didn't work as planned, and the combination Stina and Leslie Russo didn't work, and yeah, it cost us the opportunity to bring on Stina in second half against the tired legs from United. And I think this would have been important. And as we, well, maybe not you, but we others, we say Stina is best as super sub when she comes on in second half, or when she comes against tiring opponents or tired legs, and then she can make her runs. From the beginning, this was like a wasted opportunity to react, and but in the end. When you have 0-0 after 85 minutes, there is one corner or one set piece is enough, and you lose 1-0. So in the end, the last minutes, I thought, okay, let's take the point, let's take the 0-0 and move on, because it's United. It's a good team. It's one of the top 4 teams in the league, and we didn't lose. Of course, Chelsea won 1-0 against Leicester with a very bad performance, but now they are already 2 points clear to all the others. Always the same.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of predicted Chelsea would win. Maybe we expected to be a little bit more comfortable than what it was in the end. But yeah, I mean, I guess you got to look at the fixtures. You know, obviously our game was a lot tougher than Chelsea's game on paper. So I suppose it's certainly not a disaster drawing the game. I mean, I kind of agree that that Leslie and Stina didn't work together. They have done in other games, but in this particular game, it didn't work. You're right. It just didn't. Whatever reason, I'm not 100% certain, but it just didn't work. But for me, and I don't know. I mean, in the end, of course, got taken off in the second half. And if you want to go and win the game, you keep your goal scorers on the pitch. And okay, Frida came on and she scored 2 in 2 games. She does score goals as well. But to me, I don't know. Stina is a player that in these type of games, in the last 5 minutes, even if she started the game, she can still make those runs. She can still be dangerous, and she can still get you a goal. If you're going to start her, okay, depending on how the games go. But if it's 0-0, I would have kept her on. I would have kept her on because she's still likely to get you a goal. Yeah, you can't bring her off the bench, and that she's always makes an impact from the bench, and that's true. And I kind of agree with that to a certain point. Every time she comes on, she has an impact, doesn't she? She does, and we have to accept that she does. But I think she deserves to start more games. But yeah, that wasn't working. But it seems like with Renee, if that isn't working, the first thing is, well, let's take Stina off then. That's the first option that she picks, rather than thinking actually Stina is a goal scorer in this. Yeah, we've got other goal scorers in the team, but she's a goal scorer in this team. She's already this season scored some important goals. She scored important goals throughout her Arsenal career. And in a game like that, in the last 5 minutes, like you said, against a tiring team, I still think she could have got one chance and scored, and we'd have won the game. We'll never know, and maybe that wouldn't have happened. But I don't know. I would have wanted to have kept her on for that reason. If you can't bring her on, she's on already, keep her on. She had a good game. I thought she played well. It just didn't work with Leslie, did it? And we didn't create any chances in the game really whatsoever. I'm quite shocked, and I'm still baffled now why the Manchester United goalkeeper got player of the match. What possible reason was that when we had no shots at goal or one shot at goal? How on earth did you get player of the match? Surely Daphne, out of the 2 goalkeepers, was the better goalkeeper because she had to make 3 saves in the first half. Okay, one was her own fault because she dropped a cross, but then she made 3 great saves. I was baffled by it. To be honest, it was difficult to pick a player of the match because there wasn't any one outstanding player anyway, I didn't think. But if we were going to pick a player of the match, the only player for me that stood out, and I'll put a picture of her on the graphic there, Katie Reid. What a start to the season she has had. Apart from that one mistake against London City Lionesses in the first game, when she conceded a penalty, she has been absolutely flawless in every game. And I thought she was how she never won player of the match in that game. There wasn't many options, to be fair. And the fact there wasn't many options, that's why she stood out so much as being so good. She didn't make a mistake in the game. She kept Mallard, who's always a dangerous player, always scores against her. She kept her quiet. The Man United front line just didn't really cause us too many issues at all through the game. And one of the main reasons for that was the performance, again, of Katie Reid. 19 years old. Well, she's 19 today. Happy birthday, Katie Reid, by the way. But at her age, she was 18 last week in that game. But incredible performance again. I mean, Andreas, how can she be left out when I know Leah Williams was coming back soon, but how can you leave her out? She's just been magnificent.
Yeah, she's the best performer of our team in these 3 games, and it looks as if she's better in every game. She's learning.
Yeah.
And, what everybody says, what Leah says, or Steph or Renee, Katie is listening to every advice she gets, and she's trying to get better and better each training session. And you see it in the games. I mean, Melvin Mallard is a fantastic striker, and she kept her quiet over 90 minutes. There was no duel that Mallard won against Katie Reed, and it's not as we thought for the first game that Katie is in the starting lineup because of her height against a Goodwin or so. No, was there an aerial duel she had to do? I don't think so. It was all about her pace, and she was faster than Mallard, and every time she brought her body between Mallard and the ball, and not only saving these situations and then kicking the ball away, just give the ball away. I solved the problem. No, she played the ball to Steph or something, and then she was free again and play the ball again to me, and then the next one is a pass to open the game again. So it's not only the defending, not only her height, it's her pace, her understanding of the game, and I think we can only praise her for this performance. Of course, she was my player of the match too, and everybody saw this except those people who had to decide. But anyway, she has a long, great career ahead of her, and she will be player of the match very often if she continues this way. And just fantastic. And a player coming through our academy system, Arsenal through and through, and now performing in WSL and against top teams. You could only dream about this. Fantastic.
It is, yeah. I mean, she's been incredible, and you're right. Every time we're watching her play, she's getting better and better with every game. The more experience that she's getting, and like you said, she's learned from her previous mistakes. She's picking up great advice from everyone around her, and she's taking it on board. And you can see she is going to be a top player. And when you look at the Lionesses, I do feel as though we saw a little bit in the Euros, Esme Morgan's had to play centre back. Jess Carter's had to play centre back. She's already better than both of them two, I think. She's already better than them two. And I think that she is going to have a massive future. Obviously, Millie Bright's reaching the end of her international career, you feel now. I mean, whether she'll play for England again, we don't know. But either way, she's coming to the end. We need someone like Katie in that position to be coming through. And I think she's not only going to be a great player for Arsenal, I think she's going to be a great player for England as well. And I said this a while ago, and I'm going to stick by it. I think that is a future captain of England and Arsenal right there, Katie Reid, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. She is going to be a very, very top player. And I'm absolutely delighted of how this season has gone for her, because I don't think any of us expected it. 6 minutes into the first game of the season, she makes a terrible mistake, concedes a penalty. As a young player, it would have been easy for her to lose her head and just never recover from that. And we've seen it happen with other players. But no, what she's done is she's almost put that completely behind her, and she just got better and better after that mistake. It's been amazing. And that has been, I think our attack gets a lot of the praise because we score a lot of goals usually. Our forward players are fantastic. We've got some world-class forward players. And almost like sometimes you forget about our defenders. Emily Fox has had a great start to the season as well. But Katie Reid has been, wow, just incredible. And I'm so happy for her because, like you said, coming through our system, and it's great for our young players to be doing so well in the first team. And yeah, just for her as well, because she seems such a down-to-earth, humble person. She's not full of herself. She seems very shy. But put her out there on the pitch and she's not scared. She plays with courage, and like you said, against Melvin Mallard, who's a fantastic player, and she absolutely dominated that dominated her for the whole match. Just unbelievable. So yeah, Katie Reid, you are going to be a superstar, and we are very, very proud of you. We're very proud that you're one of our players. There's no doubt. It's fantastic. Greg's with us, of course, as always. They do, my friend John as well. Good to see you. Lethal Chicken said it's only the third game. No need to stress about it now. It could have been a lot worse if we lost. Absolutely. Which essentially makes it into a 6 point. No, you're right. I mean, it could have been worse. I agree, and I don't think it's a terrible result. Jimmy says losing 2 points can hurt later on down the line. It could, absolutely, it could. It's early. It's too early to know yet, but yeah, we'll see how it pans out. LG says it's a bad result in my opinion. Chelsea always win at Leigh Sports Village. These are the margins in the WSL. We should be beating Man United away. It's not Kings Meadow. No, I mean, Chelsea do generally win there, you're right. But then Chelsea will end up dropping points somewhere else, Brighton away, where we always win. We can't define the whole season on this one game, especially this early on. It wasn't a brilliant Arsenal performance. I don't think we were bad. I thought we played quite well, and a draw away at Man United isn't a terrible result. And yeah, Chelsea play there next week, don't they? Next weekend they're away at Man United. So we'll see if they go there and win. And if they do, yeah, maybe we'll look at it and say that was a missed opportunity for us. But there'll be other games later on in the season. Chelsea will draw a game that we will win, that same fixture. And it swings and roundabouts. It's how you do over the whole season. It's not defined by one fixture that they might win and we don't. It's going to be more over, obviously, the games against each other as well. But I don't know. I don't think I can't agree it's a bad result. I don't think it's a bad result. It's not a great result, but it's not bad, and it's okay. And the performance was fairly decent for most of the game. Greg says the problem was Caldente and Little weren't very creative. I think Caldente has been quiet all season so far. She has. Yeah. I think maybe that's more her position in the team is a lot deeper now, and she can't have as much impact going forward as she did last season because she was magnificent. And now, because Leah Volti's gone, she's almost dropped into that position, which I don't think is the best position for. Obviously, Renee has seen something there in training and in games to think that that's going to work. At the moment, it hasn't been. You're right, and I think Kim Little and Caldente as a partnership, as those two sort of sixes, if you like, or a 6 and an 8, if you want to look at it like that, hasn't worked. And whether it will work as time goes on, because it's quite a new partnership, we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, I agree. For me, Caldente has to be further up the pitch. She has to be further up the pitch. So when she gets the ball, she can make things happen up there. It's all very well her sitting there. She's a good player. She reads the game and stuff like that. That's all fair enough. But her strength is further forward. I mean, Andreas, do you think that that's been a problem, Kim Little and Mariona, in that midfield sort of deeper position? I don't think it's getting the best out of Mariona, certainly, is it?
I agree. The problem is Mariona set the standard so high last season that we expect in every game something really special from her. And when she plays the deeper role and this double pivot with Kim, it's difficult for her as she's not in the creative center of the game. And I agree that I see her strength more in a more offensive role or in the creative midfield. Yeah, but it worked in the Champions League games at the end of last season, this double pivot Kim Mariona. And that's the reason why Renee sticks to it. But there were two problems, if we call it problems. Mariona and Kim both quiet in the game, and then the partnership between Leslie and Stina not working. So Alessia Russo is not a number 10. We have better players for the number 10 position. Mariona, for example, or Frida or Vicky Pelova. So yeah, I think it was mistakes from the coaching staff, but last season showed that Renee is learning quickly. So I don't think we will see this combination with Kim, Mariona, Leslie, and Stina again. At least not in an important game. I would play Mariona in a more offensive role, number 8, number 10 position. But as I said, she set the standards so high last season that you are disappointed when she doesn't make any miracles on the pitch. And yeah, maybe she's a bit tired from from last season, played every game, then the Euros, and then going to preseason again. Yeah, it's difficult to say, but at the moment she's not playing what she can, and that's why she gets some criticism. But anyway, we know how good she is, and I'm sure she will perform in the next weeks again.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, form is temporary, class is permanent, so I'm not overly concerned, but I just feel as though it isn't so much down to her individually. It seems to be more her role in the team has changed a bit. So it means that she's not able to do the things that she was doing last season that worked so well. And whatever the reason is behind that, like you said, what the coaching staff are seeing in training or whatever it is, I'm not sure. And yeah, maybe you're right. But you see, it goes back to my earlier point about what I would have done. And I know it was never going to happen, but what I would have been tempted to do in that game later on would have been to take Leslie Russo off, put Mariona in the number 10 position, leave Stina on, and then maybe bring on, I don't know, like Frida or Vicky to play in the midfield, or Cara wasn't on the bench, was she? But I would have been tempted to get Mariona further forward to try and win the game, as opposed to keeping her where she was and making other changes ahead. But anyway, Renee seems to know what she's doing most of the time, so I'm not going to question her too much because she's got one or two decisions that are a bit questionable. But LG says that we didn't test their backline and goalkeeper enough. Well, their goalkeeper got player of the match. We must have done. We overplayed it too much in the final third. More direct teams like Chelsea and Man City likely score on Sunday. Yeah, maybe. It's impossible to say because each game's different, and when Chelsea go in a couple of weeks' time, it's going to be a different game again, isn't it? But anyway, the fact is, Man United are strong defensively. I agree, we overplayed it a little bit in the final third. We wasn't direct enough, maybe, but that's our style, isn't it? That's the way that we play anyway. We've got enough quality in the attacking area to have created more chances and to have caused them more problems, despite how organised they are. I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, Man United are going to probably end up. I think they had the best defensive record in the league last season. They're on track to have it again this season. So clearly, they're a good side defensively. I know we scored 4 against them in the last game of the season, but generally they are very, very strong at the back, solid. Obviously, Dominique Janssen's come in there as well, and she's a solid player. So, but yeah, I don't know. You're right. We didn't create enough chances. Absolutely not. We didn't. Even though the goalkeeper got player of the match for catching a couple of crosses. But anyway, 170 Gunner says, a big up, greatest show on YouTube. Well, we like to think we're doing okay, but we don't know if we're the greatest one. John says, we're the best team in Europe. We should be beating everyone, but it's all on the day and how the other team play. Well, yeah, that's a very good point. Absolutely it is. There's loads of variables and no team is going to win every game they should win. No, you're right. And I wouldn't necessarily say this was a game we should win. Man United away is a difficult game. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. It is on the day, especially now because the league's so competitive. We saw Leicester. Leicester didn't go to Chelsea and just get rolled over. It made it a competitive. Yeah, Chelsea wasn't very good, but it made it a competitive game. And you get competitive games now. That can happen any week. You can drop points against anyone. If you're slightly off your game, you could drop points at any week. And that's why the league now is so exciting because it's much more difficult now to predict the scores and the results because if anybody plays above themselves one week and the other teams drops their level just slightly, 1-2% is all it takes sometimes, and you can lose a game. I mean, we didn't lose. I didn't think we played badly, but we just didn't create enough, and it was just one of them days, wasn't it? Lethal Chicken says we should be thankful that Liz Turlen started on the bench. She's in top form right now. Well, she is. She's definitely a top player. There's no doubt. She's a great goal scorer. But having said that, Melvin Mallow scores a lot of goals against us. She's a great player as well, and Man United didn't want to go with the 2 centre forwards as we did. They decided to go with one of them. And yeah, I was quite happy when Liz was on the bench, if I'm honest, because she's got a hat-trick in midweek. So I was quite relieved she didn't play because she is a great player. Greg says Chelsea 2 points in front is not that important at the moment. What's more important is how bad they played. Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't think they've played well yet all season, have they? So that is a positive. Because they're going to come up against better teams than Leicester. And if they play like they did in that game, they're going to drop points as well, aren't they? So I'm not, at this point in the season, I'm not concerned. We've had a decent start, 2 wins and an okay draw away at Man United isn't a disastrous start by any means. Look at last season. Look at the season before when we'd thrown it away by this point in the season, pretty much. Now we haven't. Yeah, we're 2 points behind, but that's nothing really, is it? That's just one draw away. Chelsea are going to drop points. They definitely are. So LG says, I felt Smith getting subbed off was poor from Rene. Tighter games like these needs a player like her. Yeah, she's another player, a bit off the cuff. She can do something unexpected in a tight game and can maybe create something or do something. And yeah, but we don't know the level of the fitness of these players. Maybe some of them were struggling a bit. I didn't think Olivia Smith, she was great in the first half. She seemed to run out of steam a bit in the second half, and maybe that was why she got taken off. I wasn't shocked that she was taken off because her influence was getting less and less as the game wore on. Maybe she was tired, whatever it was. Bearing in mind it was quite an emotional week for her, obviously with what happened to Matt Beard, and obviously she played under him at Liverpool, and Taylor Hines as well. So I mean, maybe that was an impact on her as well. I think it was a difficult week anyway, but maybe particularly for her. So yeah, Lethal Chicken says there, Katie Reid, player of the match by far. Yeah, I think we pretty much all agree with that. Greg says it was right bringing Stina off. Strength. He's outrunning defenders. United were tight at the back and nullified. What they did sort of nullify. I kind of agree with you. Was it the right decision to take her off? I don't know. Obviously not, because we only drew the game, didn't we? So she could have scored the winning goal, so it was the wrong decision. Jimmy says, agreed, Reid has been super at the back. Yes, so there's much doubt about that. LG says, now I get why Rene has trusted Reid over Lotte Rubenmoy, because she's simply better. She addresses Lotte's limitations. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, criticise Lotte too much, because I think Lotte's a very good player. But Katie Reid has proven that she deserves her place in the team this season. We can't question it. And as much as we might think, Lotte deserves a chance, you can't question Katie's position in that team, because she's been our best defender every game. So, whether it's because she better than Lotte at the moment, she's probably playing better, but I don't know. I just wouldn't leave her out of the team. Absolutely not. Joe says, I agree, Greg. Caldente is not creating any forward play. She's too deep. Yeah, absolutely she is. I think we all know that. But Rene seems to want to stick with it for the minute. So let's see. Joe says, thought Reid and Caldente worked well together. Catley, sorry. Yeah, they did. They did work well together, yeah. First clean sheet of the season as well was always nice. Greg says, Mallard is physical and likes bullying defenders, but not that skillful. Yeah, she's a bit of a bully, but Katie was not having none of it, was she? She goes, no, I'm not having it. So she didn't, did she? Matt as well said, my friend, good to see you. Jimmy, hang on, if I get rid of that. Jimmy says, also, I think Kim Little has been great. Really gives the ball away. Yeah, she's done a steady job there, but again, it's not creating enough, is it? She doesn't make them runs forward anymore like she used to, getting on the end of things as much and stuff like that. But anyway, Joe says, what I loved was Little and others pointing back, and she carried the ball forward several times. Yeah, no, she's we said before, she takes on board what people are telling her, but she's brave and courageous on the ball, isn't she? She's not just going to say, I'm just going to play a simple pass just because it's easy and it means I don't look bad. She's prepared to take risks. She is prepared to bring the ball forward. She's prepared to look for those forward passes. And you got to, for someone that young, you got to say fair enough. Whether Rene always is happy about her doing that all the time, I don't know. But to me, it's like you've got to allow players a little bit of freedom. And, especially young players, because you don't want to hold them back there. We've got John says there, I said during the match that Katie should get player of the match. She was excellent. Yeah, exactly. She should have done, and it was a shock that she didn't. Lethal Chicken says, Emily Fox really has a bad game. No, she doesn't. You're right. She's unbelievable. She's had a great start to the season as well, driving us forward. Lethal Chicken says, I also think the expectations we have of Mariona are higher given her performance last season. Yeah, I mean, she's a fantastic player. So it's right to have high expectations of a great player, isn't it? But yeah, she's just not having as much impact this season as she was. Colin Villas, well, how you doing, Colin? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Chelma24 says, come on, Aston Villa. What? Come on, Aston Villa. Come on. We'll talk about the Aston Villa game a bit later, so stick with us for that. But obviously, we don't want Aston Villa to win, do we, on Saturday? LG says, drawing to Brighton is not a 6-pointer like head-to-head games against title rivals, which is why Chelsea always win the league because they win the important 6 points. Yeah, no, but you see, as things stand at the minute, we've got a point away at Manchester United. If Chelsea go there and win, they've gained 2 points on us there. But if they draw away at Brighton and we go away at Brighton and win, then we've made them 2 points back. And yes, if we lose twice to Chelsea, it's irrelevant anyway. They'll win the league. Absolutely, they will. And we've got to pick up points against Chelsea. We've got to, at least minimum this season, we've got to draw both games so they don't gain anything on us. Ideally, win one and draw one would be great. Winning both would be amazing, and that would probably win us the league. But the games against Chelsea are massively important, and I think it's important we don't lose to Manchester United in either game. It's important we don't lose to Manchester City in either game. And so far, we've done that job. At the end of the day, we've played away at Man U. We've got to draw. Let's see, Chelsea have still got to go there. Let's see how they get on. Man City have still got to go there. Let's see how they get on. Do you know what I mean? We've done that game. We've got a point. At the end of the season, we'll know if we lose the league by 2 points, it won't necessarily be just that game, but there'll be 2 points we might look back on and think if we'd maybe took a few more risks, if we'd created a few more chances in that game, if we'd done this, that, and the other different. But it'll always be regrets at the end of the season if you don't win the league, if it's close. And it won't be down to this game. I don't think it will be down to this game. It's a decent enough point, but yeah, we could have won. Of course we could. Joe says, Russo has to be a 9. Yeah, I pretty much think so. Colin says, Rich, you're right last week saying that Balon D'Or didn't mean much this year. So, well, no, we'll come on to that in a minute, but you're right. It's a joke, isn't it? Matty says, Aston Villa ain't getting nothing, not at the Emirates. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's have a look and see. Chelba says, 8th of November, we'll see who drops points. Well, we will. Matty says, 8th of November, that must be the other game. Greg says, bring back Kelly Smith. That's what we're missing. Well, yeah, I don't know if she's quite up to it now, but anyway. Jimmy says, was that the first goalless draw under Rene? It may well have been. It may well have been the first goalless draw, actually. Yeah, I think it might have been. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. So, yeah, I mean, we scored all them goals. Chelsea says, the next 2 weeks, Chelsea will beat United away despite poor form, while Arsenal could drop points to City, and that's the difference. Well, if those two things were to happen, then obviously that swings massively in Chelsea's favour, doesn't it? But, you know, we've got a decent record against City, to be fair. It's never easy playing them, but I don't know. I'm not overly concerned yet. 110 Volt says, any updates with Jenna? Doubt should have impacted any of the games so far, but it's a bit weird. No, I mean, it's not. It's almost like she doesn't exist. She's never on the bench. She's never in the squad. She's never talked about in press conferences. Rene never mentions her. But the only people that mention her is us here on the show when it comes up every week. Where's Jenna? Well, no one else seems to even mention her. So I don't know what's going on. I really haven't got a clue. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one. But anyway, John says, for anyone that's not seen it yet, Arsenal put out a Balon D'Or behind the scenes video. Oh, have they? Right, okay. Guys and girls scrub up pretty good. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen clips of it. It's a very overrated award, but anyway, it's a lot of fun, I suppose. So Matty says there, are you a Villa fan or a Chelsea fan? You can't talk about Villa then jump to another team. But Arsenal ain't dropping points. Villa will. Well, we'll see. We will see. LG says, we were unbeaten against the top 4 in 21-22, but lost the league against Birmingham. Well, yeah, that's true. Exactly. That is true. But then having said that, in the 2 seasons since then, we've not got enough points against Chelsea, have we? We've lost the away game pretty much every year. We've drawn at home. We've beaten them at home as well a couple of times, but it's not. I never look on it as one game. That season 21-22, didn't we draw with Spurs when we should have beat them? So there's points dropped there. There was points dropped in that season that you could look back on. Yes, we didn't lose to Chelsea. We beat them at home. We didn't lose to the top teams, but we still dropped points elsewhere. And Chelsea do that as well. I think, didn't Chelsea draw with Reading away that same season? They got relegated, or did they lose to Reading away? Something like that. So it happens, doesn't it? It's over 22 games, isn't it? That's what matters. LG guy says 8th of November. Oh yeah, it's the that's right. Yeah, it's the Chelsea at the Emirates. That's right. Greg says 8th of November will be a good 4-0 win for us. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? If we did win that game 4-0, just winning it would do me. Winning it 1-0 would be fine. Just beat them. That's what we need to do this season, don't we? So yeah, overall, not the greatest game of football we've ever seen. Obviously, you know, we didn't create anywhere near the chances that we normally do. Man United are strong defensively, and that kind of summed up that game, didn't it? 0-0. Not bad. Could have been better, but as we mentioned, could have been worse. We could have lost, and that would have been bad, really bad. Because I didn't think I thought they were there for the taking, really. But anyway, a draw isn't a bad result away. So yeah, but we didn't lose. Now, of course, we did briefly mention it there. We are going to talk about it. The awards, of course, on Monday night. What did we make of all of that nonsense? Now, of course, we did win an award, so we can't. We won Team of the Year, and fully deserved as well. Obviously, Champions League winners, of course, are going to win Team of the Year. I don't think there was much doubt about it, really. But I don't know. I've personally never looked on a Balon D'Or as meaning anything much. It's a big, it's a bit like the Oscars, isn't it? It's a big, massive ceremony. It looks all fancy and flash, but when you actually analyse it, it's meaningless. Winning the trophies doesn't really matter too much if you win it or not. We saw that, that obviously Bon Mati won got the Balon d'Or for Player of the Year, which was she the best player in over the course of the 2025? I'm not sure if she was. I don't think she was. But she won it because she plays for Barcelona, and a Barcelona player tends to win it near enough every year anyway, don't they? So I don't know. I don't read too much into it personally. It's a nice ceremony, like you said. Everyone gets dressed up. It's a big fancy do, and I'm sure the guys that are there that get nominated are probably excited to be there and stuff like that. And we had a lot of players, obviously, in the top 20, didn't we? We had a lot of players in there, so that was quite nice, I suppose. But obviously, we know Mariona was robbed of it. She won the Champions League. She had a great season. She reached the final of the Euros, and whatever. But and she scored in the final as well, didn't she? So maybe she deserved it ahead of Bon Mati, but she plays for the wrong team. So there you go. I mean, Andreas, what do you make of the Balon d'Or? Do you think it's a serious award, or is it just a little bit of fun? It's all everyone dresses up and goes out for the night and has a nice meal and whatever. But other than that, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? In football terms, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it means something for the players. They enjoy being there and being in the football community and getting awards, of course. And I have to say, I nearly didn't recognize Renee not wearing her shirt and shorts, but the dress. I had to look 2 or 3 times. Who's that? That's Renee. No, and about Aitana, she's a fantastic player. We all know that. But in the last season, she won the title with Barcelona, the National League title. But she lost the Champions League final. She lost the Euros final with Spain, and she missed her penalty in the shootout of the Euros. So everybody says it's about the individual performance and about winning trophies. Yeah, what did she win? A national trophy. Yeah, you can say Mariona lost the Euros final too. Okay, but then there's Leslie Russo. She won the Champions League. She won the Euros. She scored in the Euros final, and she won the Golden Boot in the WSL. So, individual performance, winning titles. I would have expected either Leslie or Mariona win it. Nothing against Aitana. She's a fantastic player, but you can't say she always was the best. She has won the Champions League 3 or 4 times before, and therefore she wins this. No, it's about the current performance from the last season, and there it was not Aitana who has won the most. So I was a bit disappointed that neither Mariona nor Leslie won it. But anyway, it was good that a lot of Arsenal players were nominated, and I think we had 4 amongst the top 10 or so. And then we were Team of the Year, so it's okay. And I think our players enjoyed being there and get the recognition of the football world, of journalists, etc. So it's okay. But as someone said, it's not the Balon d'Or, it's the Barcelona d'Or, and to win it, you have to play for Barcelona. Okay, let's move on.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. It has become a bit of a joke, really, hasn't it? And it is a shame because it's. I think when it originally started out a long time ago, it was really important award, wasn't it? And it went generally to the players that deserved it. Whereas now it's just become a bit like everything in football these days. It's over. overproduced. It's over the top, and ultimately the result isn't really the right result, and it seems like a load of fuss over very little, really. But yeah, we know, don't we? It was like a couple of years ago when Beth Mead was robbed of it as well, you know, and now with Mariona, unless he's been robbed of it too, and we kind of know what's going to happen, and you know, it's not. I'm just sick of it, if I'm honest. But we did win Team of the Year, so there you go, which is the least that some of them players deserve to be recognised. At least we got recognised for something, which obviously was deserved for winning the Champions League. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I don't think anybody can question that team deserves to win Team of the Year. And yeah, you know, the fact that we beat the run to the final and beating Barcelona in the final, I kind of think was is absolutely fully deserved. LG says Alexia is one of us. She was fuming when our title was announced as a winner. Well, we'll see. Joe says, I think Tim Stillman asked about Jenna and choosing two keepers instead. Renee was pretty vague in her answer, but said she needed two keepers due to a situation. Well, okay. See, that kind of, if that's true, I mean, Tim's obviously at the press conferences, isn't he? So I want to see that, actually, because, yeah, everything seems very vague around Jenna at the minute, doesn't it? No one, there's no answers, is there? Something's clearly gone on, and they're not going to tell us, so we might as well just forget about it. If she's ever in the squad, she's in the squad, but I wouldn't expect her to be in the squad anytime soon, because it's obvious she's not going to be. LG says, as soon as it was announced that Iniesta was presenting the women's Balon D'Or, I knew a Barcelona player was winning. Well, to be honest with you, I knew a Barcelona player was winning before they even the award started. They win it every year, don't they? It doesn't make any difference. Whatever they do, they're always going to win the Spanish league because it's a farmers' league, and that you don't deserve to win the Balon d'Or because you've won an easy league to win. You play for the best team in an easy league. When it came down to it, like Andreas said, she lost the Euros final, she lost the Champions League final, and we had players that won both of those finals. Leah Williamson won both of those finals. Leslie Russo won both of those finals. Mariona at least won 50% of them. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. Anyway, it is what it is. John says, well done to the women's team, winning Team of the Year, but it's non-PC to refer to the women winning the Totti Award. Well, yeah, it probably is. Lethal Chicken says, it doesn't mean anything until we win something. Well, no, I mean, it doesn't mean anything even though we've won it. I mean, we won Team of the Year, and that's great, but it still doesn't make the whole thing any more valid because we've won the team award. It's great, and it's good for the team to have won it, and the ones that were there, you know, went up and got the award and all that kind of stuff. Was great, but it still doesn't mean anything, really, does it? I want to see her. I don't care if we win nothing at the Balon d'Or, but we end up winning the WSL. That's more important than any little silly award ceremony like that. Okay, we're a bit upset that Mariona or Leslie didn't win the Balon d'Or, but they both won the Champions League with Arsenal. So do we really care? No. And if we win a big trophy again this season, those who win a big trophy with Arsenal, that's more important, isn't it, than any of those stupid ceremony things. But it would have been nice to have finally seen some sense for them to understand, actually, if you've won the Champions League and you've won your domestic league, you've won an international trophy in the same year, you probably do deserve to win that award if you've been a part of both of those two big successes. But anyway, Greg says the problem is that she plays for Barcelona in the Mickey Mouse League. Even Stina would look well. What do you mean, even Stina? No, I'm not having that. I'm just not having that. Stina looks world class anyway. But no, okay. Colin says normally there's a surprise in the face of the winner. Bon Matty was on her way out of her seat before the name was announced. Yeah, she clearly knew she was going to win before it all started. I think everybody kind of knew anyway. Let's be honest. The fact that, you know, she got Player of the Euros, didn't she? Did she deserve to win Player of the Euros? I don't know. That's subjective, isn't it? I suppose she was okay in the Euros, but then she missed a crucial penalty when it mattered in the final. So I don't know. Not that should make any difference, really. But Joe says, I saw a couple of clips from the awards, and the atmosphere was weirdly subdued and lackluster. Yeah, I think maybe everyone's just sick of it, really. Everyone's just sick of it. Ag says, hello, I did not know you are on air tonight. What you need to do then, Ag, is you have to click on the notification bell, and then every time we go live, it will notify you that we've gone live, you see, so you won't miss it. that's what you need to do. Because sometimes we have to change the nights. That's all. Because it's just the way life is. LG says, like I've said before, Beth was not robbed in 2022. She was not the best player in the world. Sam Kerr and Alexa were ahead of her. No, it wasn't. What did Beth Mead win in 2022? She won the Euros, didn't she? What did Sam Kerr win? She won the WSL. Alexa probably won the league for Barcelona. They might have won the Champions League that year. I don't know. But Beth was the best player in the world that year. I'm not having anything else. She was. Joe says it's now meaningless and outdated. Well, it is. Yeah, it's always been a bit meaningless. But yeah. Jimmy says Balon D'Or is very political. Does not matter who wins. There'll be an issue. Well, no, it is political. Yeah, that's all it is really. Yeah. LG says Henri was robbed in 2003. Miedemar in 2019 and Mariona this year. The Balon D'Or is anti-Arsenal. Well, yeah, I don't think we'll ever forget Henri not winning it in 20. Was it Pavel Medved won it, didn't he? Incredible. But anyway, yeah, we're probably never going to win it. And do we really care? No, probably not. It's just annoying and frustrating when we know our players deserve that recognition and they don't get it. But the team got it, I suppose. So we'll live with it, won't we? But yeah, I agree. I think it is outdated awards, and maybe do we need it? Do we need the Balon D'Or? That's a question, isn't it? Do we need the Balon D'Or? Do you think we need it, Andreas, or not? Do we just bin it off and forget about it?
As long as there is a Balon D'Or for the men, there should also be the Balon D'Or for the women.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do we need the Balon D'Or for both or on no Balon D'Or at all? Yeah, it's not important. But anyway, let Aitana win the Balon d'Or. We won the Champions League and we won the Euros. So let her take this award. Let her be player of the Euros. She wasn't. She missed the first game due to her illness, and she was not the best player on the pitch in the final. She missed the penalty. In her interview, she was a sour loser. So okay.
Yeah.
Let her get this individual awards. We won the team trophies for club and for country, so it's okay. No problem with that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Actually, we won the most important trophy of all, and that's the Champions League trophy, and everything else doesn't really matter because nothing's as good as that, nothing's as big as that. But no, you're right. Obviously, if they're going to have a Balon d'Or for the men, they need to have one for the women as well. The question is, do we need it at all? I don't think we do. I don't think we do anymore. I just think it is a political thing. It's a waste of time, and it isn't doing any favours, I don't think, to football. As Ag rightly says there, football's a team sport. It's a team sport, and obviously we got recognised as a team of the year. But you're always going to get. I don't think there's anything wrong with a Player of the Year award. I don't think there's anything wrong with a Footballer of the Year, all that kind of stuff. I kind of like that. I think that's a good award to have. But the whole Balon d'Or thing is just not really. It's just not doing the job it's meant to do, is it really? I think. John says, if we keep giving the Balon d'Or to the wrong person, will our players eventually boycott it? Well, maybe we should all boycott it. I mean, I boycott. I didn't go, so I boycotted it. I wasn't invited, but anyway. Jimmy says, let the players pick the choice. Yeah, I mean, I always think that the Players' Player of the Year is the most important award because other players that you play against or play with are voting for you as the best player, and I think that means more than just a load of whoever votes for in the Ballon. I don't even know votes, to be honest with you. Whoever they are, shouldn't be allowed to watch football. Chelman says the Balon d'Or is the best player award, and Arsenal players can't claim it based on one strong competition. They were poor domestic. Well, the thing was, we won Team of the Year, so there you go. We won the Champions League. It's the hardest competition to win, and it doesn't matter about being poor domestically, does it? What matters is what you end up the season winning. And Chelsea just won the WSL, didn't they? Did they win the FA Cup? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Oh, they won the FA Cup. Well, anyway, whatever it is, they would have swapped everything. They would have swapped their season for ours, Chelsea, 100%. To win that Champions League, they would have swapped their season with ours. So we had the better season, there's no doubt. But anyway, Greg says only 50 sports writers vote for the women, and most of them come from Spain. Well, there you go, obviously. LG says, Chelm, if you're saying Arsenal was poor domestically, don't forget Mariona won the WSL Player of the Season. She had the best individual season. Yeah, she did. Yeah, absolutely. Joe says awards that are based on facts like Golden Boot, Golden Glove are the valuable ones because it's not subjective. Well, yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, the top goal scorer is the top goal scorer because they scored the most goals. But then, having said that, I kind of agree with you. But then on the other side of that, for example, Victor Gyökeres won Striker of the Year, whatever it was he won. He won something, didn't he? And yet he scored all his goals in a league where it's easy to score goals. So does that mean his goals were more important in that rubbish league than, say, someone who scored less goals in the Premier League? Alexander Isak, as an example. I don't know. But I don't know. To me, that he scored the most goals, but in the league that isn't as worthy. So stats and stuff like that are very good. I love stats, but you have to sometimes use it in context, don't you? Let's see how many goals Victor Gyökeres scores in the Premier League, and then then we'll see how good he really is. Hopefully he scored loads of them, but until he does. Lethal Chicken says Chelsea also won the Tim. Did they win the? See, once we get knocked out of a competition, I must admit my interest in it just disappears, and I tend not to bother with it anymore because we're out. I don't care. Oh, yeah, they did win. Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, of course they did. They did they beat Man City in the final? Was that right? I was thinking. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway,
in the League Cup final and Man United in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, FA Cup. That's right. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because we didn't win it, so we don't care. We won the Champions League. I remember that, and we deserve to win that. Anyway, talking of the WSL and winning trophies, we are back in action on Saturday, and it's a big game at the Emirates. Of course it is, and it is going to be a big game that we're going to talk about now. So Aston Villa at the Emirates Stadium, of course, on Saturday. It's the early kickoff as well, which isn't much fun. But anyway, it is what it is. And it is a game now, having dropped 2 points last week. We can't really afford to drop points 2 weeks in a row, particularly in a home game against a technically mid-table-ish kind of club, because that's what Aston Villa are, although they have got some very good individual players. So I think there's a little bit of pressure. I wouldn't say there's massive pressure on us, but I think there's a little bit of pressure on us because it's a game that we really do need to win. We have to win. And I think that always leads, I know we have to win most games anyway, but when you've just dropped points, the next game in the WSL, we've said it before, because of the number of teams, the number of games, you can't afford to keep dropping points 2 or 3 weeks in a row, because Chelsea don't do that. They drop points here and there, but they don't regularly drop points consecutively, do they? So we have to bounce back. We absolutely have to bounce back. And yes, it's massively, massively important that we win this game. It doesn't really matter too much how we play. It doesn't matter how we do it. I remember, was it 2 years ago, and we were losing until the last couple of minutes, and we scored 2, didn't we, at the end? Leslie Russo scored one of them, and we won the game. And that'll do. If it's like that, it's like that. But I don't know. I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say I'm concerned, but I'm a little bit worried, actually, how we're going to bounce back from that performance last week, which wasn't fantastic. We're at the Emirates, so we've scored all these goals at home. We've scored at least 4 goals in 10 consecutive home games or something stupid like that. So we've got to be confident, of course. But I don't know. I think there's a little bit more pressure, and we do tend to start games slowly at the Emirates. I mean, obviously, Andreas, you are flying. That's why we're doing the show tonight. You're flying tomorrow, of course, for the game. So it's going to be good either way. But how do you think we're going to respond to that Man United draw? Because it isn't a disaster, but we need a stronger response to that, don't we, and win this game?
Exactly, we need a strong response, and we need the 3 points, because the next day Chelsea is playing away at West Ham, and I expect Chelsea to win there 1-0 or 2-1. And just imagine we draw against Villa, then we would be 4 points behind Chelsea after 4 games. That would be terrible. So, as you said, there is pressure. We have to win. And remember, the end of last season, we lost there. I think it was 5-2 or something like that. So don't underestimate Villa. They have a good goalkeeper. Ellie Roebuck is there. We know in defense Anna Patton. We know Rachel Daly very well. Lucy Staniford, Ebony Salmon. So they have a good squad, and it won't be too easy. And I hope we don't need again 25-30 minutes to come into the game and fall behind 1-0. That doesn't work every time. Let's be concentrated from the first whistle, and normally the Emirates with the home crowd, we are strong enough to beat Villa, but it won't be a piece of cake. We have to work for it. But what I said few minutes ago, Renee seems to learn quickly from things, not just, don't say from mistakes, but from games she played. She learns what is working, what's not working. So I expect different lineup, and and that the team is fully motivated, is concentrated, and everybody knows we need the 3 points to keep Chelsea's pace. It's simple as that. So yeah, I think we will win. Will we score again 4 goals? Maybe not. We can't expect us to score every time 4 goals, but my prediction is 3-1 this time. I mean, a clean sheet would be good, but we know we tend to concede 1 goal normally, and we will score 3, I think, and win. In the end, we'll win comfortably 3-1. I think we would all take this.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I'll take any win. I'll say that every week. 1-0, scrappy 1-0 to do as long as we win. LG says, what would your starting lineup be? Oh, okay, Andreas, what would your starting lineup be? Obviously, you said you expect some changes. What would you go with if you was Rene for Saturday?
Okay, no changes in defense. I think we talked about Katie Reed, that she deserves her place. Then, yeah, no Leslie Stina combination for me. Leslie is number 9, and Stina is coming from the bench. In the attacking lineup, I'd say Chloe Kelly and Olivia Smith. So who's in midfield? I would like to see Vicky Pelova, and then Mariana and Kim probably will start. So that's it. Bring Vicky Pelova on and Chloe Kelly, and then in second half bring Stina on, and she will score the 3rd goal if she comes on as a sub.
Well, yeah, she does tend to pop up with goals from the bench, doesn't she? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't see the goalkeeper or defence changing. I think that's pretty much picks itself at the minute. I would like to see Taylor Hines get a start, actually, because she's come on and looked good in the games that she's played. But would you leave Katie McCabe out of the starting team? Probably not. So I can't see that happening. I think the midfield is the one, isn't it? I mean, Renee, I think, will probably stick with Kim and Mariona personally. I think she'll stick with that, even though it hasn't been working. You can't really chuck it in the bin after 3 games. You've got to commit to it and let it grow as a partnership if you're going to go with it. So I think that she'll stick with that. I personally wouldn't. I would play Mariona further forward where she was last season. That's where I would put her. But anyway, I don't think that will happen. Then the question is, does Olivia Smith play? Does Frida Marnham play? Does Vicky Pelova play? Does Caitlin Ford play? Does Beth Mead play? Does Chloe Kelly play? I personally would put Chloe Kelly from the start. Now, obviously, she was injured, so she missed the game, and then she was off the bench last week. I would start Chloe Kelly 100%. Yes, Leslie Russo is number 9. Sorry, Stina. I think that's the right choice. And yeah, you're right. Stina come off the bench later on and do some damage. Probably Olivia Smith. I mean, Caitlin Ford's been playing well as well, actually. But Olivia Smith is that player who can do the unexpected. So yeah, that'll be my team. I think. Yeah, I think it'll be Kim, Mariona in midfield. Then I would maybe have Frida, Olivia Smith, Russo, and Chloe Kelly. That'll be my team. Let's see. Renee, we might have different ideas. Joe says, having seen their 2 games, I just don't see where Villa's goals are going to come from. See, don't say that. Now you've jinxed it, haven't you? Now they'll score 3 goals because you don't know where they're coming from. They'll come from everywhere. I mean, obviously, we know that Rachel Daly can score goals. But no, you're right. They that seems to be an issue with them. But they're a good side. What a surprise. Chelma says, I'm back in Villa. I believe they can win or draw. Come on, Salmon and Grant. Well, yes, but they're not going to, are they? Let's be honest. Greg says, hang on, if I can get a comment on. Where are we? Greg says, West Ham will win or get a draw. Well, let's hope you're right. Let's hope they do win. I'd love that. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Come on, West Ham. Do us a favour. LG says, it's even more important to win because we are going away to City next weekend. Yeah, that's true. We've got City away. And then, of course, we've got Lyon in the Champions League the midweek after that. So it's a busy week coming up and we need to go into that on the back of a win. And not that I still think we can go away to City and win anyway. We've done it the last 2 seasons. I think we can do it again. But yeah, it's not an easy game, is it? That's 2 difficult away games in a row, isn't it? Man United and Man City. But we've got them out of the way. And if we can win at City, 4 points from them 2 games is good. So, but yeah, we've got to beat Villa first, obviously. We can't get carried away. Lethal Chicken says we can all dream. Yeah, well, we are going to dream. We'll dream until it's not happened, and then we won't be able to do it, will we? Egg says, Greg, careful. Yeah, well, it's good to be optimistic, isn't it? Greg says, it's not a dream. As you get older, you start seeing things differently. Well, yeah, you do. You do see things differently when you get older, you're right. But I've not quite managed to see a West Ham win against Chelsea yet. But anyway, we'll see. Egg says, we will win. Yeah, of course we will. Greg says, well, we don't lose a game this season. Well, we haven't lost one so far, have we? Joe says, I think Hines played better than McCabe. I'd like to see her start. She's played well. Has she played better than McCabe? I don't know. I don't think Katie's been doing too badly, so I've got no problem with that. But I'd like to see more of Taylor Hines because I do think she's playing well. She's a good player, and it'd be nice for her to get more time on the pitch. But I don't think we'll see a change in defence. Not after a clean sheet last week. I just don't think there'll be any changes in defence yet. LG says, I agree. Taylor Hines is good enough to start some games. Katie has played a lot non-stop over the last 5 years. Yes. She normally plays the most games every season, don't she? Joe says, Daly is playing so deep for big slices of the game. Yeah, because she can drop there and win the ball. That's why. She's good in the air. Chelva says, Villa draw and lose to City. Caroline is back. Well, yeah, but we don't worry about that yet. Colin says, Frida scores great goals, but don't expect her to pass to another player. Well, no, she doesn't always. John says, Villa had 4 shots on target against Chelsea and Brighton, scored 1 against Chelsea. I don't think they'll get much against us. Well, let's hope not, no. Let's hope not. Andreas thinks they'll score. We need to get our score predictions in. I'm going to go... I'll tell you what I'm going to go. I think we'll keep that run going. I'm going to go 4-0. I think in the end, we'll get it done. I think we'll start slowly. I think it will take our time to get going. And then I think we'll get a goal. We'll settle down. And then in the second half, we'll rattle in a few more. Steen will come off the bench and get one, as we said. And I think we'll end up... I think we're too good and too strong and too powerful for Aston Villa. And I think with the Emirates, with the crowd and everything else, I think we'll end up... I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think we'll have to take our time and be patient. But I think we'll get it done in the end pretty comfortably, as we have done most of the time. Chelma says 3-2 Villa win. Oh, my days. I do love comedy on a Thursday night. Jimmy says that they played 39 games in total last year. Going to need all off the bench. No, you're right. Absolutely. You need a squad. Joe's gone 3-0. That's a bit more sensible. John says, I'll go with 5-1 to Asia. That's a bit sensible as well. Greg says, well, hang on 2 seconds. We'll win 6-1, no problem. Well, 6-1 will be good, won't it? LG's gone 4-1. I still don't trust our defence to get clean sheets. I don't know. The only 2 goals we've conceded have been individual errors. When we didn't make an individual error, well, we made a couple of individual errors, but when we don't make individual errors, we're not conceding goals, are we? So I think we'll be fine. Ag says 3-1. Yeah, I mean, anything will do. We'll take any win. We will. Jimmy's gone 3-0. Yeah, we'll take 3-0. Lovely. We'll enjoy all that, won't we? But yeah, I think we should win reasonably comfortably in the end, even though it may be a struggle for a bit because, that tends to be the way of it, doesn't it? We don't tend to start games particularly well for whatever reason. That might be. Right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to get the fixtures up and we're going to give our score predictions for the other games this weekend, which is going to be good. So let's have a look. We're the only game on Saturday, aren't we? All the other games are on Sunday. So the first game on Sunday, Brighton at home to Everton. That's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Cool. Everton have, had a bit of a mixed start to the season. Brighton on their day can beat anybody. Obviously, Michelle hasn't scored yet, so she's due a goal or 2. What do we think, Andreas? Brighton against Everton. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed about Everton. I thought they would play a better role this season, and they started good with the Merseyside derby against Liverpool, but then a bit disappointing. And it's away at Brighton. I think Brighton will be the stronger team. Rosa Cavaci scored for Brighton in the League Cup. So yeah, maybe both our players can score, Rosa and Michelle. It will be Brighton 2-0 against Everton.
Yeah, I think Brighton will win. Joe's gone 2-1. Joe's gone 2-1 to Brighton. Yeah, I think Brighton will win. Yeah, Everton have been up and down, haven't they? Yeah. I think Brighton will win. I think Brighton have got some good players, actually. I think they're a decent little team. I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1. Greg's gone 3-1 as well. John's gone 2-1 to Brighton. Yeah, I think Brighton, we should win that game, shouldn't they? It's an interesting one. Leicester at home to Spurs. Obviously, Spurs had a decent start to the season, but got hammered last week against Man City. Leicester, as we know, one of the weaker teams in the league, if not the weakest team. But they did put up a little bit of a fight against Chelsea last week. So they'll get a bit of confidence from that. But unfortunately, I think Spurs might win. Andreas, what do you think for this one?
Yeah, they had a good performance against Chelsea, but fantastic or outstanding performance from Janina Leipzig, the goalkeeper. She made 3-4 brilliant saves. So I think Leicester is maybe the weakest team in the league. So I expect Spurs to win, but Spurs difficult to say. Will they win 1-0 to Spurs at Leicester? And of course, I would prefer a draw or a Leicester win. But anyway, I think Spurs will be too strong for them.
Yeah, I do as well. Joe's gone 1-1. Okay, fair enough. Greg's gone Spurs 1-0. Aggie's gone Brighton win. Yeah, I think we're Brighton to win. Joe's gone 3-0 to Spurs. Aggie's gone Rosa 2 goals, which she might do. John says Leicester only scored 1, let in 5, so that will be 3-0 to Spurs. Yeah, I think Spurs will win. I'm going to go 2-0 to Spurs. I think they'll win in the end comfortably enough. Yeah, they should be too strong. The next one, in the Premier League, it'll probably be a home banker, Liverpool against Man United. But in the WSL, not so much so. What do we think, Andreas? Man United away at Liverpool. Man United should win, really, shouldn't they? The start Liverpool have had.
Yeah, what I saw this season so far from United, they are really strong. And Liverpool started very poor to the season last weekend. Their game was postponed due to reasons we know, and it will be difficult for them to come back in track. And I see United as the stronger team. It will be 3-1 to United.
Yeah, I think it'll be a surprise if Man United don't win that game. Yeah, obviously Liverpool have had a tough week, haven't they, with what's gone on. So, yeah, I think Man United will win 3-0, something like that. I think that they'll probably win quite comfortably. 170 guns have gone 1-0 to Leicester. That would be funny, but I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. Joe's gone 1-1 in the Liverpool Man United game. Well, that would be good. The other Joe's gone 3-0 to Man United. Yeah, that seems to make more sense. John's gone 5-0 to Man United. Joe's gone 1-1 Man U Liverpool. We 1-1 Man U Liverpool. Greg's gone at 2-2 draw. Liverpool can't be bad all season. Well, no, they can't, but are they going to score 2 against that Man United defence?
No.
I'm not sure if they will. LG's gone Liverpool 2, Man U 1. Wow, that is a big prediction, bold prediction there. Again, Liverpool scoring 2 against that United defence. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I expect Man United to win that. Not comfortably, but I think it'll be okay. I think they'll win that. The next game is quite an interesting one. Manchester City at home to London City Lionesses. Of course, London City Lionesses got their first win, didn't they, last week against Everton in the Friday night game. And, you know, they've played reasonably well. They gave us a game for a bit, didn't they, on the first game? They did well in the second game as well against Man United. So, Man City will win, though, won't they? I think, Andreas, do you think Man City will win in the end?
Yeah, of course. LCL had problems in the League Cup yesterday against the WSL2 team. I don't remember which one, but they won only 2-1. So, LCL has a good squad, but they are not performing as a team. So I see Man City winning this easily. It's 4-1 to Man City. Of course, I'd like to see LCL take a 1 point away from City. That would be great, but no. It's even with Lauren Hemp out with the ankle injury. So there's Spanish Shaw, there's Liv Miedema, Fujino. They have too much quality. 4-1 to City.
Yeah, I think City will win. Unfortunately, I agree. But I think, I think London City Lionesses, I still think they'll do pretty well. And I think they'll survive. But yeah, I think they'll lose this particular game. Greg's gone 2-1 to London City. Well, that'd be good. Joe's gone 3-1 to Man City. John's gone 3-2 to London against Man City. Wow, that'd be a good game, wouldn't it? Ag says that with Aslani, London City Lionesses to win. Well, maybe they will, but I think Man City will win probably, maybe 3-0, 3-1, something like that. They should be too strong. I don't think they've played particularly well this season, but they should be too strong. What's that guns got? If Man United, with the mindset they did against us, it'll be 0-0. Well, if they go to the game like that, it will be, but I'm sure they won't. Joe's got a 2-2 draw. Well, I don't know. See, that's a bit optimistic for London City, maybe, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice if we see some points dropped. Another game we'd like to see, a shock, is the final game, West Ham at home to Chelsea. Of course, we sort of mentioned it a bit before already, but I mean, let's be real. I can't see anything other than a Chelsea victory, if we're honest. I mean, we went to West Ham the other week and won 5-1. You'd imagine Chelsea are going to be far too strong for them, but you never know. Shocks happen, surprises happen, and maybe West Ham will do us a favour. I mean, Andreas, do you think we're going to be happy at the end of that game because West Ham have helped us out or not?
I'm trying to make the most out of my weekend in London, so I'll be at Dagenham for the first time.
Brilliant.
Never been there, so will be an interesting experience, and maybe I will be happy in the end. No, I don't think so. To be fair, Chelsea has a lot of injury problems. Let's not forget Lucy Bronze, Neve Charles, Khadija Buchanan, Lauren James, Sjoke Nusken, all out with injury. Naomi Girma, so Myra Ramirez. That's 7 players out with injury, and they still managed to win. And it will be the same on Sunday. They will win 1-0 or 2-1. So yeah, maybe West Ham can score with Shakira Martinez or Viviane Asseyi. They have good strikers. Maybe they score 1 goal, but Chelsea will score 1 more than West Ham. Even if it's in stoppage time or in the 90th minute, they will find a way. Sam Kerr is coming on in 85th minute, and someone shoots at her, and from her body the ball falls into the net, something like this. Chelsea will win with 1 goal difference, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, they almost certainly will. I don't think there's much doubt about that. Joe says there, what would be great is if Liverpool and London City win. What would be great if West Ham win as well. LG's gone West Ham 0, Chelsea 3. Yeah, that's more likely to be the case, I suppose. Ag's gone West Ham did well in the cup. Well, they weren't playing Chelsea though, were they? LG's gone blimey, Chelsea 3-0. Yeah, probably. Joe's gone 1-1. That would be great. Greg's gone 3-1 to West Ham. Yeah, I mean, that would be that's the dream, isn't it? That is the dream. But I would be amazed if anything other than a reasonably comfortably Chelsea win, actually. I mean, yes, they do tend to scrape games by the odd lucky goal, but what I've seen of West Ham, I've not been overly impressed with. They do have some decent individual players, but I think Chelsea will be far too strong. I think Chelsea will win. I'll go 3-1 to Chelsea in the end. I think they'll end up winning it without too many problems, as much as we hope they don't. But that'd be good, actually. Dagenham's a nice little ground. That used to be where I'm from. It used to be that's to be my local home ground. Dagenham was. I used to go there quite a lot when I was a kid. It's changed a bit over the years. There's an end behind the goal where now where the changing rooms are, so where the tunnel is, and it's like a seated stand now. It's quite a nice little stand it's got a roof, it's got seats, and that's quite nice. But that used to be back in years ago when I used to go when I was a kid. It used to be just a grass little mound, and you could just sit. I just remember when I was a kid, used to go there like start of the season, sun was out, sit on the grass behind the goal on the top of the little mound there and watch the game. It used to be brilliant. So yeah, that's it's a nice little ground there. It would be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's hope that West Ham can do it. But yeah, I wouldn't imagine so. Joe says, why has West Ham gone to pot? Well, they're just not very good, are they? Really. I think that's why. John says West Ham are so bad. Women and men's teams both look like they're going down this season. West Ham 0, Chelsea 6. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, actually. But anyway, let's hope West Ham at least put up a fight. That's what I want to see from them. At least a fight, even if they lose. At least put up a fight. Don't just lose 6-0. That'd just be terrible. Ag says miracles do happen. Well, miracles do happen, yeah, just not when it happens to Chelsea very often. Not against them anyway. Joe says, what's everything about Sky showing all the games at the same time? I think it's rubbish. I want to be able to watch competitors' games live. Yeah, I mean, I always knew wherever Sky get involved in, they're going to ruin it. I don't think there's much doubt about that. That's happened from the start. Yeah, I'm not overly keen on that either, but anyway, is what it is. I'm sure people will switch between the games, have multi-screen on, I don't know. John says, I was born in Hackney, but first thing I knew about football was my dad living next to the Arsenal ground, so West Ham are my second team. Yeah, well, where I grew up, obviously, in sort of near Dagenham, everyone was a West Ham fan when I grew up. Most people I went to school with were West Ham fans. My sister was a West Ham fan, but I managed to fall on the right side, didn't I? So I was quite lucky, really. I'm quite pleased about that. So that was good. So, yeah, hopefully West Ham can help us out a little bit. But to be fair, there's plenty of games this season where Chelsea will drop points. It may not be this weekend, that's all. So I think, we have to accept that sometimes they're probably going to win their game, aren't they? And that's probably the case this week. But you never know. As Ag said, miracles do happen. And who knows? Maybe Chelsea will have a really bad day. They're not playing particularly well at the minute. West Ham, suddenly it all clicks for them. Who knows? And Martinez goes and scores 4 goals against them, like she scored 4 goals against someone at the end of last season. Something like that would be good with it. But yeah, let's hope for the best. But we need to win anyway, regardless of what happens. We've got to win our game first on Saturday, because if we drop points again on Saturday, then it becomes really tough, doesn't it? So just win our game first, get our 3 points, and then we can worry about Man United and Man City and Chelsea and everybody else on Sunday. Let's just win our game on Saturday first, and I'm sure we will. We should be much too strong for our Villa overall, shouldn't we? So another big week, of course. Not the result we wanted at Man United, but it could have been worse. Not the result we expect. Well, not the result we wanted at the Balon D'Or, but again, it could have been worse, because at least we won Team of the Year. And let's hope that on Saturday against Aston Villa, we do get the result that we need and we want, and it will kick off the weekend in the right frame of mind, because that's what we need to do, don't we? Let's be honest. John says, bad day for Man City and Liverpool. Well, I don't know about that. Anyway, let's enjoy the weekend. Of course, let's enjoy the game against Aston Villa. Obviously, Andreas, you will be there. Of course, you'll be there. It's going to be good. And you've got a rather special vlog lined up for us as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll be for the players welcome in the tunnel when they arrive with the bus, and then from the bus to the dressing room, I can cheer them up and hopefully record some video clips from the arrival. So this will be interesting, I think. Yeah, and let me say one more thing about Sky. Sky Germany bought the broadcasting rights for the WSL last season from the Zone. And then last season, they showed at least one WSL game on every match day, Saturday, Sunday, always one game. And after the games, they analyzed the other games, etc. And starting this season, there was nothing on Sky Germany. Nobody knew why not. Everybody was searching, where are the WSL games? You had to watch it on the YouTube WSL channel and set the VPN on other countries, so it was possible to see everything, but no word from Sky. And just today it was announced that Magenta TV bought the rights from Sky, and they will start broadcasting it in Germany from this weekend on. So very disappointing from Sky. If they don't want to use the rights, then please say something. Tell the viewers, the fans, the supporters, we will not broadcast it, and we are searching another broadcasting unit to buy the rights, because we don't have enough money for it. Or say something, but just be silent and not showing it. This was very weak from Sky. I wanted to say this, but it's Sky Germany, so not Sky UK. But anyway,
that's not great. But I don't really like Sky as an organisation anyway. To be honest with you, and it's got worse and worse. Their coverage is getting worse and worse and worse. I don't watch it very often anyway. And when I have the misfortune to watch a game on Sky, I'm always left feeling like, what on earth is going on? What are you doing? You know, we don't want 2 hours of waffle. We want to see the game. We want to see a couple of interviews afterwards, and then we want to get on with our day. Do you know what I mean? We don't need you to tell us what we've just seen, analyse it all for 25 minutes, one incident. The other night there was a game, I can't remember what game it was now. Or was it last weekend? I watched the game anyway, it's on Sky. And they were still talking about one incident from the game about 2 hours after the game had finished. They're still talking about that same thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you still doing it? I mean, why was I still watching it? Well, I wasn't. It was on. I was doing other stuff. I just had the telly. I just left it on. And I came back 2 hours later and they're still waffling on about this incident from the game that happened 2 hours before. But anyway, there you go. Joe says, Sky is a bully in the sporting world. Well, yeah, they sort of are. But, I mean, like Andreas said, if they're going to buy the rights to something, at least respect that. At least respect the competition that they're buying the rights from. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous, and respect the people that's paid to subscribe to you on the back of the fact that you've got those rights to that sport. Do you know what I mean? It's madness, but they don't really care today. At the end of the day, let's be honest. But anyway, you know, Sky. I could rant on about Sky for weeks because I just can't stand them. Really cannot stand Sky at all. I don't think TNT are much better either, if I'm honest. You know, I think their coverage is slightly better, but only slightly, and it isn't great either. So, and I don't think we want to talk about the BBC's coverage of anything, do we? Let's be honest, not great at all. But anyway, is our game on Sky on Saturday? Talking about Sky, is it Sky it's on, or is it?
I don't know.
Not sure actually. Let me check what it is on. It'll be on somewhere. It probably will be on Sky, won't it? Does it say actually? Let's have a look on the Arsenal website number. Yeah, it is on Sky. Yeah, funnily enough, it is on Sky on Saturday. But there you go. I can't watch it anyway because I'm doing stuff on Saturday. Unfortunately, I wanted the game to be on Sunday this week when I'm free, and they put it on Saturday, so that was nice, wasn't it? So I'm probably not even going to be able to watch it. Ag says the sky is the limit. Well, it is the limit. The limit of my patience is what it is. Absolutely. Greg says Sky have the worst commentary ever for women's football. They just waffle on a double scale. Yeah, to be honest with you, I just can't stand it. Greg says, well, no, on Saturday we're on Sky, aren't we? Are we on BBC? I don't know. Anyway, Joe says, well, yeah, Sky. I say I can't watch it anyway, so I'm a bit gutted about that. I'll catch the highlights of it obviously afterwards. But yeah, it's going to be a good game anyway. Of course it is, because we're going to win and it's going to be great. But yeah, John says I'll be watching on YouTube WSL channel. I have no TV. Well, you don't need. See, these days you don't need a TV, do you? Because if you've got a mobile phone, you can pretty much watch everything on there. You can get Netflix on your phone. You can get YouTube on your phone. You don't really need a TV, do you? Really, let's be honest. Joe says, thank God I don't need to watch it on Sky as I'll be at the Emirates. Well, that's the best place to be, I think, probably. We had this was going back a few months. We had plans for this. We were going to be in London this weekend, actually, because I was going to be doing the London 10K Vitality race on Sunday. So we were going to go. I was hoping the game was going to be Saturday, first of all. If we'll go down Saturday, we can go to the game, stay overnight. I can do the run on the Sunday. What a weekend. Brilliant stuff. But anyway, turned out we couldn't get to London for that weekend. So now I've got other plans on Saturday. I wanted the game to be Sunday, and they put it on Saturday, which would have worked out well for me had I've gone to London. But anyway, not to worry. I'm sure we'll get down to London at some point, I'm sure, this season. So yeah, that is it then. Our weekly show is about to come to an end. It's been interesting, hasn't it? You know, we've had a lot to talk about as always. Thank you very much, of course, for your comments as well in the chat. It's always good for you guys to join in with us. We really do enjoy that. And we look out to obviously next week. What's happening the week after? It's Man City away, isn't it? So that'll be all right. So we can do the show Friday next week, can't we? Oh, that'll be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Friday should work, shouldn't it? So thanks you guys for watching as always. It's been an absolute pleasure. Andreas as well, good to have you back on again as always. Have you enjoyed the show?
Yeah, enjoyed the show very much, and I have to say thanks to all our viewers for so many comments today. Interesting comments, interesting questions. Thanks everybody, and looking forward to see some of you on Saturday. Greg, of course. See you, and looking forward to the game and enjoyed the show.
Joe says, "Fab as ever, boys, and everyone in the chat." Yeah, that's been good. And I say, if you are at the game on Saturday and you do see Andreas, it might be nice to get on the vlog. Let come and have a few words with Andreas. Get on the vlog. It'd be good to get you on the channel as well, won't it? So if you are around and you do see Andreas, just jump on the vlog and say hello and give your thoughts on the game or whatever it might be. So that'll be good as well. And obviously the vlog will be out at some point. I'm sure probably Sunday we'll get that out once I get all the clips together and we can get that sorted for you. John says, "Thanks, chap. See you soon. Enjoy the player reception." Yeah, that's going to be good, isn't it? As they come in off the coach onto the ground, that'll be good. I went to that once for the men's team. We got a free pass for that, which was good. That was nice. So it's a great experience. It'd be good. And Gunnosaurus will be there as well, because Gunnosaurus is always there. So he'll be there hanging around as always. And I'm sure he'll get in the vlog because he loves it, doesn't he? He needs to make an appearance actually, because we haven't seen him for a while. So he needs to get himself involved again, doesn't he? Good old Gunnosaurus. We love him. So yeah, that'll be good. So look out for that on the channel as well. We will see you next Friday for the show. We're going to look back on the Villa game. We're going to look ahead to Man City. We're going to look ahead to Champions League starting as well. Leon, of course, the midweek after Man City. So that's going to be good. Finally get the Champions League games back on again. Leon, of course, is the first game. So we'll look forward to that one as well. Jimmy says, "Have a good night, all, and yourself." That will be good. Greg says, "Thanks for another great show. Hope to see you Saturday, Andreas. But my mum told me not to talk to the strange." No, but I mean, Andreas isn't a strange man, is he?
We are friends.
Yeah, exactly. Gunnosaurus is a strange one. You want to avoid him because he's a little bit strange, but Andreas is all right. So yeah, that'll be good, obviously, on Saturday. So if you are there, that's going to be good. It'll be a good game. I'm sure it will. So yeah, we'll be back on Friday next week with the show. There's going to be lots to talk about. I'm sure Man City away next weekend is going to be a big game, isn't it? So that is going to be great stuff as well. So join us all for that. So thanks to you guys in the chat. It's been absolute a pleasure as always. Thank you very much as well, of course, to Andreas as well for joining us as always. And yeah, enjoy the game on Saturday. I was going to say enjoy the weekend, but we've still got Friday to get through yet, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? We've still got Friday to conquer, but we're nearly there, aren't we? We're near the end of the week. So yeah, we'll see you soon. Enjoy the game on Saturday. Have a good weekend, everyone. We'll see you next week. And come on, you Gunners, let's do it. Say, let's beat Villa and let's keep our little unbeaten run going. See you soon, guys. Take it easy, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.